Welcome into this week's edition of Monday Night Quarterback, the Bowl edition. We know where South Carolina's going. We know where Clemson's going. The debate, though, seems to be over where the Gamecocks are going. A return trip to the Capital One Bowl, a good bowl, just on the outskirts of the BCS, but not the BCS. And that seems to be where the disappointment lies with a lot of Gamecock fans right now.
Yeah, well, Brian, a lot of folks are looking at Clemson. Obviously, they beat Clemson a couple of weeks ago. Clemson got embarrassed by Florida State at home, and now they're looking at the rankings. Clemson behind South Carolina, and the Gamecock fans are going, hey, we're ahead of the Clemson Tigers, and why should they be rewarded for a better bowl game? Well, unfortunately, it's just not how the system works. I understand the anger, I understand the disappointment, but at the end of the day, it's just not how the system works.
We had some people that contact us on Twitter about this, and it seems most of them are in agreement with what we got going on here.
They really are, but the bottom line is this. You had that folks, oh, we're going to Capital One, be happy. I remember the day where the Gamecocks used to be going to, down to Birmingham in bad weather and the Pizza Bowl, and now we're complaining. But then you got that group again that's just totally disappointed, Brian. But you understand that. You said something early off the air. You said kind of liken it to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, not everyone gets in.
Not just South Carolina. I talked about Oregon. Here, everybody wanted Oregon to play Alabama in the bowl game, but they got kind of the Ala part right, but they're going to the Alamo and instead of getting Alabama.
Yeah,
so
just
disappointment for a lot of people.
Just like the basketball tournament, you can't make everybody happy. But the thing is, with South Carolina, at least they're in a bowl game. It's not like with the basketball tournament where if you're not in, that's it. It's over and done with. But another thing where there's been an omission, so to speak, All-SEC team comes out today from the Associated Press. 5 Gamecocks on it: Jadeveon Clowney, Kelsey Quarles, Victor Hampton, Sherrod Golightly, and Mike Davis. I think there's a name there that's pretty conspicuous in its absence. Connor Shaw, not an All-SEC guy, not even an honorable mention.
Right. Well, I'm a little disappointed, and a lot of folks are. A lot of folks hit me up on Twitter, at Pastor Payne, by the way. Disappointed about Connor Shaw. The guy won all the home games that he started, 1 interception on the year, 20 touchdowns or so. The guy's a proven winner. He played banged up, but no Connor Shaw on the AP SEC list. And a disappointment, but I can see Aaron Murray. I can just see, Johnny Manziel. He is, last year's Heisman winner. He's going to be in New York. But I think Connor Shaw deserves a little bit of credit. I'm sorry, Nick Marshall's good, Mettenberger's good, but I think he should be before those guys and the other guys, A.J. McCarron, and it's hard for me to make that argument.
Sure, you can't really argue against it. And the thing about Shaw is he's not one of those guys that seems to be out looking for those type of honors either. And if he is, he at least doesn't say it publicly.
Well, a guy like that, he's going to say the right things. But I know as an athlete, and you know this as a former athlete yourself, you're going to be disappointed because at the end of the day, you want to see your name on that list. You want to one day show your grandkids, hey, your daddy was an all-SEC selection. But at the end of the day, he is the ultimate teammate. He's going to say the right things. He's going to continue to play football like he's been doing for the last 4 years and leading the Gamecocks, hopefully, towards a Capital One Bowl victory, not an Outback Bowl. Excuse me.
Well, maybe that'll be next year. But again, another one of those cases where someone's got to be left out, and not everyone can be on the list. But one thing we forgot to mention about the bowl situation: beat Tennessee, and this is not even an argument.
If you beat Tennessee, and I go back a couple of years ago, B-Mac, and they lost to Auburn at home. When Auburn, the year after them, they won the national championship, they weren't that good. South Carolina blows that game at home, and it ends up costing them. We've seen these victories down at Florida last year. Florida beats the Gamecocks 44-11, something like that. It just seems like it's that one game that they seem to can't get a grasp over and to take them to the championship. So if you want to be angry, don't be mad at the bowl system. You have to be mad at losing at Tennessee. Bottom line.
That one game. You got to get over the hump. And then finally, you'll be able to break the glass ceiling. Smash right through it if you beat the Tennessees of the world and when they're having a down year. But that's a good analysis. I think so, and that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Monday Night Quarterback.